Greetings, friends. Welcome to an episode of Black Metal and Brews. A special episode in which we discuss the future, as well as the past. That little noise you just heard was me tapping the lid of one of the first quads I ever enjoyed. I can't recall if it's the first, and that's okay. It doesn't really matter. So, some of you know, a lot of you know, depending on what you've read or which parts of my website and videos you've checked. I don't even know if I discussed this in a video, to be honest. I think, yeah, I did. That shows where I've been. But I have a diagnosis, and I have a lot of stuff coming up in my life. So, before we go dark, let's get right to it. Let's open our dear old friend, the Reverend from Avery. Quad style. Gosh, you know, I think I love these ceremonially wrapped lids just as much as I always fear getting little bits into my beer. I don't know if that's something that you experience. Oh my gosh, it makes me anxious sometimes. But I'm an anxious person, don't mind me. Oh, and look at that. It's so lovely. I haven't had this one in years. But I'm looking forward to enjoying it now. Oh gosh, what a lovely beer. Oh, it smells so sweet, and fruity, and rich. So I may be pausing the video a few points to consult a little list I've got of things to discuss with you because there's a lot. So as you can see, lovely little label, very very monastic in nature, little stained glass designs and stuff, and really good beer. We'll discuss the beer a bit, but I got a lot to say about reality, and not that beer isn't real, but good God, I love how real it is. Oh, old friend. Hi. So, with that, we're gonna have my first little momentary boop boop pause. That'll only be a second for you, but I'm gonna consult my list here. All right. Yeah. Okay. So first off, the exciting diagnosis my exciting gastroenterologist gave me after my forgettable, because I was very drugged, colonoscopy is I have Crohn's. That does not mean that I'm turning into an old woman. Although I would love to have that kind of Crohn's. If you find a way to get me that, let me know. But no, I have Crohn's, which is an autoimmune condition. My upstairs neighbors are quite noisy. I'm sorry if you can hear this. They're having fun. It's Friday night, and God knows what's going on up there. But basically, the way my doctor described it was really concise and really helpful. It's an autoimmune condition, and autoimmune conditions are when your immune system does what it normally does and attacks things. However, it also attacks you. So like when you have like rheumatoid arthritis, your body is attacking its own joints. When you have Crohn's, your body attacks your intestines and colon. That's not fun. If you're me, it means that you often feel like you have to use the restroom when you don't. Sometimes you shit blood. Sometimes there's weird stuff that comes out of you that you don't know what it is, and I could describe it, but you don't need to know. But I'm taking hundreds of dollars worth of pills a month now. And starting a little under a week, I get to start a new diet. Which leads me to my next point, and that is that I'm not supposed to have beer anymore. And I'm torn on to what degree I'm going to follow that. There are a lot of other foods that I'm going to miss. There's a huge list of them. I'm going to miss rice. I'm going to miss miso soup, which I make almost every day. I'm going to miss potatoes. I'm going to miss having sugar and soy milk in my coffee. But I'm really not that sad about it because it's hope. It's healthy hope. I hope. But the beer thing, that is what I do. I'm not a regular drinker unless I'm filming for this or meeting up with friends, but it's important to me. It's become part of an identity that, you know, it's something I enjoy, it's something I do that I share with you all. So I'd love to, I will be at least finishing the beer I have here at home and on hand. I can't justify selling it to help fund whatever, although this is really expensive and it impacts a lot, and I could use money. But, it's really vital for me to keep having some semblance of my life and the things I do and enjoy. It's also important for me to stop shitting blood. I don't think that the one food will or will not impact it, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm gonna pause this again and read more of these notes that I wrote for myself. I shouldn't have written them in a Word document. I'm sorry. Okay, so basically, I've got some challenges ahead of me. I'm not doing as well at work as I'd like. I miss more work than I would like. I'm not going to talk about my day job or the nature of it here for obvious reasons. I keep the two as separate as I can, although folks from my job know I do this. But it's not cheap to miss work when you're sick, and it's not cheap to be sick in general. And with that in mind, I think the black metal and Brews and my writing in general have become a small but important, fixture in a very vibrant community of people sharing the beauty of extreme and engaging music. And I don't want to be one of those people who says, hey, you like what I do, give me money. So I've had a Patreon account for a while, and I know some of you follow it and support it, and that's incredible, and I appreciate it so much. I'm actually going to have a very specific just for you update soon, but one of the things that is coming up that, if you want to do that, the link's in every one of these videos, and I always feel weird for leaving it in there, but I also feel that, this does cost money, this beer isn't free, the phone that I'm using to film this isn't free, and, I've spent years on this, and I spend money to have my web domain, etc. So, for people, I don't feel guilty, I guess, getting money to do what I do, because certainly, I'm still losing money on this, but, I'm going to be making shirts very soon. I've already figured out who's making them. I've already figured out how much it's going to cost me, almost. I don't know how much shipping will be to get them shipped to me, but, suffice to say, I've got this brilliant design from an incredible artist, J.B. Rowe. You may know some of his work, you may not. I'm going to have a link to his portfolio here on YouTube, because holy shit. He's a great artist. I knew him when I lived in Florida. I still know him through the glory of the internet. And he's a really, really nice, cute boy who drew me a picture of a spooky devil man chugging a beer on the back of a frightening fucking steed. It's the most beautifully appropriate thing for this website and for what I do. And it's paired with, of course, the logo that I use for my site, designed by my dear friend Eon Lost, who I've not been as in touch with as I should have been, but appreciate greatly nonetheless. The shirts will be printed by actually the folks who are in a band I've featured a lot. The group Death Stench. They make shirts, so I would urge you. I've got a couple shirts they've made, and they're lovely, high quality. I'd urge you to contact them. But I will be making those. My initial goal is to have a run of 100 shirts on black with a white print. I've had a couple requests for other color schemes, and I want to, but I feel like it'd be really expensive for all of us to make, a shorter run of a colorful shirt. So maybe one day when I get my black metal millions, when this shit all blows up, and I don't know, I'm never going to be rich from this, and that's okay, actually. It's nice to pay the rent, though. But so yeah, there's going to be shirts. I'm very excited for that. If the shirts perform well enough, which I truly believe they will, I think that what I'm doing is valid, and I think that a lot of you agree. I will be making more merchandise. Plans include bottle openers with the little logo, and then buttons and stickers, normal stuff there. I have more shirt designs already ready. Excuse me. This burpee hiccupy thing is a lot of much more gassy, thanks to my condition, than I used to be. At least I've always been a little, I guess. But anyway, there'll be more shirts than just the one that I've got coming up soon, because I have so many shirt designs on hold. I have more artists who I'd like to work with. So if you like good art, and you like what I do, that'll be cool. That'll be fun, I hope. And if not, there'll always be other shit that you can enjoy. Finally, in the very near future, I'm going to be away for a little while. So this impending absence is not one of my periods where I go dark. Some of you followed me for a while know I get depressed, and sometimes I take a little bit away from the internet. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going to Roadburn, the metal festival in Netherlands, in Tilburg. I'm going there to see the show. I am part of the press. I will be contributing to a few things there, hopefully, in writing. I will be interviewing a couple of the bands if all goes well. I'll have more on that for you soon. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to film them like this and do my interviews Black Metal and Brews style with a beer, me chatting with a musician. I'm not sure how that'll pan out, so they may just be, recorded and transcribed, with other cute little shit, intermingled. I'm not sure, but I'm going to figure it out as I go. I'm going to be in another country. Like, holy shit. But I wanted you guys to know that, and, maybe see what you think I should do. I know that I will be catching, certain things like Misserming, the Ulsmessa, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing. But, there's a lot of these very, very up-and-coming Icelandic black metal groups performing at Roadburn this year, and I had to see it. It's inevitable that I'll be catching, Neurosis performing for their 30th anniversary. How the fuck could I not? And there's so many others. I'm not even going to try and list names because I know that I'll forget something amazing. There's Terzij de Horde, Hell, even though they're here locally, I've got to see them there. I think seeing Chisholm play for the first time outside of Japan, I may have to do that. Diamond de Galas, Converge. Oh God, I'm very excited. Anyway, I've got a lot of great things coming up for you guys. I'm never going to, stoop to the point of saying Black Metal and Brews is ending or anything like that. The future is strange. It's scary. This website has kept me going through some of the darkest times in my life, and I'm going to keep it going no matter how dark life gets. With that in mind, I'm going to urge you, find an old favorite, find a new favorite. Drink some great beer, listen to some great music if you don't drink beer, or even if you do, especially if you do. Live life fully. I'm certainly not dying, nothing like that. No more than the rest of us, right? But it was vital for me to start conveying this a little more sincerely. And, to say that, I am trying to find ways to turn Black Metal and Brews into a business, knowing full well that my health is not what it should be, and that work in a conventional, traditional sense is becoming more of a challenge for me. I just really wanted to thank everybody who's been part of this so far. And I've got a few more great videos planned for y'all. I do have a video coming up in which I list even more fantastic bands and albums from 2015. I just didn't really want to sit and spend half an hour tonight doing it, truth be told. It's Friday night. I just got out of work, and I'd like to relax. So I wanted to keep this one concise. There's so many of you who are incredible, loving, brilliant people, and I really just think you're great. I'd name you all, but there's too many to list, and it's just humbling. I'm, inevitably it's scary that I have such expensive medical shit that I'm going to be carrying for the rest of my life. But I know I'll get through it somehow. And I know that you'll be here reading my words, getting sassy with me on Twitter, sending me recommendations here, watching me talking to the camera for at least 3 minutes before you click onto something else. Anyway, you guys are all the fucking best. I'm Ben. Black Metal and Brews may change in shape in some way due to my diagnosis, but it's never gonna fucking die. Cheers. Love you all.